Hey everybody, Graham here. I've been thinking a little bit more about the Oscar debacle with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Since that happened, a couple of new videos, well, not new, but a couple of old videos have resurfaced, and they show a picture of the Smiths' marriage that frankly makes me cringe a little bit. So you had the Red Table podcast one, and that's where she talks about getting into an entanglement with that singer. And she doesn't really seem to be all that interested in how Will feels about it. And she kind of, by using the word entanglement and kind of talking around the situation the way she does, she's not being super forthcoming, with her own inner self. She's making a show of talking about their feelings, but it's really only her feelings that seem to be important. And when you look at Will, he's got this look on his face that to me just says that he really wants to do something about this. He wants to retaliate, he wants to do something, but he knows he can't. And then the other video that resurfaced is one of Jada trying to make a little thing for her Instagram to promote her podcast, and Will asking her to please not do it, which she then describes as foolishness and then makes a sarcastic comment about their marriage. Again, not really interested in Will's feelings at all, just she's not getting her way, therefore this is foolishness. So here's some of that clip, and just take a look at how uncomfortable Will looks.
Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch Astaire at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
And it's pretty uncomfortable, right? And that's Will in his own house. He's not sitting across an interview table. He's not talking to Ellen DeGeneres. He's not talking to Jimmy Kimmel. He's talking to his wife. And he's saying, please don't do this because my social media presence is important too. But it's only her social media presence that really needs attending to, the way she comes across. All of this got me thinking about something that Dave Chappelle said. He was talking about Martin Lawrence and the Hollywood environment. But I think you could put Will Smith in Martin Lawrence's place here. And check the clip out, and then I'll talk after.
When Martin Lawrence was in that chair, we talked about Blue Streak.
I love that.
He played a role in your life, I believe. How do you feel about him as a person, as an artist?
Martin Lawrence is the guy that showed everybody you can make it from D.C. to Hollywood. And I had a personal stake in his success. Every time he did something, it made me feel inspired and really good. And he was always real nice to me. He'd sit me down, what's going on with you, baby boy? What? We'd talk about comedy, whatever. And, when we did Blue Streak, we were promoting it, and Martin had a stroke. He almost died. And then after that, I saw him, and I was like, oh, my God, Martin, are you okay? And he said, I got the best sleep I ever got in my life. That's how tough he is. So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
If you can imagine that being Will Smith instead of Martin Lawrence, and instead of running around the street with a gun, he's slapping a colleague at the Oscars. I think it's the same sort of thing. There's this pressure that makes people act out in weird ways. And when Dave Chappelle says that Hollywood is sick, I'm inclined to believe him. I mean, this is a guy, he had a hit TV show, he had a stellar stand-up career, still has a stellar stand-up career. You know, he's been in a few movies. I mean, this is a guy who knows Hollywood. He's been there for decades, and he's seen a lot. And his relationship with Martin Lawrence seems to have shown him a lot. So what I want to know is the sickness in Hollywood just a question of some not very good people having a lot of money and power? Or is there something that's deeper? Corey Feldman has talked some about the treatment that he and Corey Haim got as child stars. He has pretty much said that he and Corey Haim were plied with drugs and, you know, taken advantage of in ways that children should not be taken advantage of, and so on and so forth. And it all just leaves me in this place of really wanting to know what's going on in Hollywood. I mean, we had the Harvey Weinstein thing, and, you know, it came out that there were a bunch of people in Hollywood who were prone to sexual misconduct. But I don't think that's too much of a surprise. I mean, I think in any population, you're going to have people who are prone to sexual misconduct, and in a situation where people have a lot of money and power, it becomes easier for them to act on those impulses. So I don't know if it's just the case of, you know, this is a bunch of famous people who are getting dinged for this, or if there's something going on in the culture of Hollywood that's really harming people beyond just the pressure of being in the entertainment industry. I think Hollywood has a lot to answer for. And I'm not just talking about their terrible movies. I would love to hear some actors talk about what they think the real problem in Hollywood is. I would love to hear Dave Chappelle be more specific about what he thinks happened to Martin Lawrence and what he saw in Hollywood. I don't think anybody's going to, because I think they're all afraid that, you know, people like Weinstein are going to either destroy their careers or worse. You know, I don't know if I'd put it past a really powerful Hollywood type to have someone whacked. So there it is. I just want to know what's going on. I want to know why people are getting so ground down by this system. Again, Will Smith is responsible for his own actions. Nobody but him took that shot at Rock. Nobody forced him to. Of course, Jada's now throwing him under the bus and saying even she didn't want him to. And I don't think he wanted to himself. I think he felt compelled. And I think the reason that he felt compelled had a lot to do with whatever it is that makes people in Hollywood act out. So there it is. I will see you in the next one. Graham out. Bye.